From a place known only by that Snowden guy, it's the Mastication Station. With your host, as usual, that guy. And spokesman for Rotary Clubs of rural areas, the Studio Ed, Lee Daly. Our guest tonight is soon-to-be graduate of the Ivy Tech School of Aviation Mechanics, Robert Helt. And in lieu of actual entertainment, movie talk. Well, you'll see. And House Band, the band that features a singer that tried to make it on her own but had no luck. So she came crawling back to the band and they let her back in, but only if they had more creative control. And she finally gave in because they were kind of her meal ticket to begin with. Our sponsor tonight is Things That Fly. Yes, from paper airplanes to big Airbuses, things that fly keep things going. And nobody knows the trouble I seen. Tony J Lemmon.
Hi everybody, welcome to Mastication Station. I'm your host Tony, and I don't know if you're like me, I know I am, that the NCAA tournament's going on and my bracket has totally been wiped out already. I think it's probably because I'm going by the color of their helmets. Lee is here, Lee Daly, the Studio Ed.
Hi everybody. Hey, I'd like to thank the Grand Rapids Rotary Club from the Golden Corral. Went out to Golden Corral last night and they ended up in Fort Wayne, and they all paid their $1.32, and they have the exclusive VIP seating, front row.
Yay,
hey, and
front
please
row.
do not throw the chiclets, folks. They're for your comfort and not ours. Thank you very much. Back to you, Tony.
We have comfort?
We have comfort food.
Chiclets.
Chiclets.
Not
They're little tiny packs that you can get in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And the Grand Rapids crew got them, and they brought them.
Are those the spicy kind or the
No, they're the
original?
kinds you grind on your little
Okay.
grinders. Put them right there.
And you chew it.
Yeah.
Right? There is, in the news, you've seen the news before. In the news, there's a British vessel that is a research vessel, and I can't believe this happened. They wanted to have the public come up with the name for the ship, and 27,000 people voted for the #1 name for the ship, and you'll never guess the name of the ship.
The Edmund Fitzgerald.
You're very close.
Ooh.
You would give me one more guess.
The Titanic.
Oh, you're very close.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's Bodie McBoatface.
Nice.
Bodie McBoatface is what they came up with for this British research vessel. It's unbelievable. They had other winners there. The double-deckery McBusface and the HMS Papa Cold One.
Papa Cold One.
Yeah, so
I'd
was
vote for that one.
interesting, I thought.
In the Arctic.
Another thing that happened recently was there were 3, I can't believe this happened either. Of course, I might have had something to do with it, I don't know. There were 3 grenades found in a Goodwill drop box. And I was thinking to myself, that's where they went, with my back issues of Nun's Life.
Yeah.
So anyway, our show this evening is including one guest. One guest, and his
Great
name
cast,
is
great
Robert
cast.
Helt, and he is a graduate, or he will be soon a graduate, if he passes that next test, of the Ivy Tech School of Aviation Mechanics.
Wow.
So we should be seeing his handiwork sometime in the skies, hopefully going up and not down.
I hope you passed the test on screwdriver, hammer, socket wrench. I think that's the entrance exam.
Is that the entrance
I think
exam?
that's the entrance exam.
I always get the hammer and the screwdriver mixed up.
I get the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup all mixed
But
up.
if you add a little more vodka in it, the screwdriver turns into a fuzzy navel, and then you're on the beach doing
Now you're
something.
talking about pilots,
Oh,
not
that was
mechanics.
a pilot thing that we tried once.
Right, we did that. The pilot program on the... Okay, back to you.
Whatever. We'll be
Okay.
right back after these commercials. See you later.
This is the New York Health and Racket Club.
Hey, there you are. I wonder where he went. Welcome back to Mastication Station. With me is our guest tonight, Robert Helt, who is going to be graduating soon from the School of Ivy Tech, School of Aviation Maintenance. So would you all welcome Robert.
Congratulations. Welcome to the show, Robert.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
So how long has it been taking you to go through all this schooling?
The schooling is adjusted for your own schedule, but with the FAA regulations, it's an 18 to 24 month period, and it's full time. There's no summer breaks. It's straight through.
No snow days?
Pardon?
No snow days?
No snow days, really.
Fog delays?
Maybe. No parties either.
Well, let's hope not.
So how many hours do you actually have to spend logged in to do that?
The logging process is well documented by the FAA, not really the Community School of Ivy Tech. Ivy Tech's provides the school. The FAA, the federal government, is the administrator of the school. So you have to have 1,950 hours of documented time to the FAA for the school, and that's excluding, say, your trips to various manufacturers, which count as time, and also your testing time too. So that's in-class time. That's excluding homework, research, projects, and et cetera. So it could add up to over 2,500 hours.
Wow. So if you're taking, let's say, a test or something,
Correct.
how do they administer? Do they have to watch you, or do they have to, like, do you have to film it? How do you do that?
Absolutely. You're supervised on every aspect of the school according to the FAA. And there are various schools throughout our country at the USA CONUS that have these schools. And they have specific and very stringent requirements upon testing. The instructor will be in the room. If you are caught cheating or plagiarizing, you are immediately dismissed, not by the school, but you are disqualified by the FAA.
Wow.
Again, this is a federal agency administered program.
Wow.
Does that go on your permanent record if the FAA?
Yes, it does. What has to be understood about the Federal Aviation Administration regarding, say, pilots or what we do for a living now, what I'm going to be doing as a airframe and power plant mechanic, okay, it's a federal record. So if you're in violation of a federal record, it's a federal crime.
So
It's
Tony,
not
you could never do it then.
That's correct. You
I can't even drive.
Yeah, well, if you have a felony problem or arrest records or stuff like that, and that shows up, when they do their typical research background investigations, the FAA always has the opportunity to disqualify you for even becoming a mechanic on airlines or aircraft itself.
So if you can't tell the difference between like a wrench and a hammer, would that go against you?
It won't go that far. It won't go that far. If somebody says, what's the difference between a helicopter and an airplane, it won't go that far.
Yeah, he's a little bit, I don't know.
Yeah, it won't go that far because the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, pops in on us at the school at Smith Field. They pop in, they'll sit in a classroom, and they will look for things that might disturb them.
Like?
Well, like not paying attention, like eating, like sleeping, like watching videos on a laptop.
And that's just the teacher, right?
Huh?
That's just the teacher.
Well, the teacher immediately gets off YouTube when he walks in the door. But like again, according to the federal government, this is a government-regulated industry. The 1,950 hours are documented actual learning time, not
Not going
crazy,
to the
not watching videos.
So drive time, like if you had a field trip to, say, Wright-Patterson,
Yes.
the time that you're in the car driving to Wright-Patterson and back, that counts as hours towards that 1950?
Yes, it does.
So
Yes,
you could take a side trip.
No, you
say
really
Florida.
can't because,
No.
again, let me also interject. The individuals that are responsible for these schools, specifically the one school that's doing extremely well at Smithfield with IB Tech, the instructors have the total burden of responsibility on how the class is conducted. If the Federal Aviation Administration finds out that, well, on a road trip, and let's just pick somebody like to an airplane company or a propeller company, something like that.
Like the Messerschmitts, right?
Yeah, Messerschmitts.
Germerschneisers.
And they ended up at, say, a bar and grill for
could
a couple
happen.
hours. The
Yeah.
instructor the instructor has placed himself in jeopardy of having his license under scrutiny by the FAA.
Oh.
Yeah, so you could say, well, at a typical school system, like say the Fort Wayne Community Schools or the Northeast Allen County Schools, what have you, the teachers have responsibility for the classroom. But the United States federal government has responsibilities and can prosecute or take action against the teachers in our school if they find the school is not being administered correctly.
Is that true?
Yes.
Tony?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's really important. So the instructors that look for the privilege of teaching and the opportunity to teach, okay, really put their licenses on the line.
Wow.
So would they allow mischief or unguided activities? No. Do we have it? Every now and then we got to loosen up because it's very intense. And so the instructors will allow some flexibility in our training and education. They really do. And I think that's important because right now a lot of us are getting what I would say spring fever, and it's about time that they turned us loose. And we all are getting turned loose in our class on May the 5th.
How many of your, I'm guessing,
Sure.
Robert, I'm just spitballing here, that the average age of the mechanics
I do have a classification, and it's called a senior scholar by the state of Indiana.
That's what I am.
So anybody over 60 years of age
Rats. Maybe I'm
are
not.
senior scholars. Our tuition is paid by the state of Indiana.
Oh.
All we have to buy is our books, lab fees. And that's, I guess it's something like our taxes should do something over the last couple of years. But what's also important is there's a gap. There's quite a few of us senior people in this school because we're getting our going back for our second
wind.
job, like a midlife crisis at 60, which is great. Something we love to do.
Like Kroger or something.
Absolutely.
buying a red frog.
And so, but the age group, the majority of the age group, if I had to be quantitative on the number, it would be something like about 22 to 24, but we also have high school students that are finishing up their first year. So the average age is about 20 to 22, and they're going to be walking into some pretty high-paying jobs.
Oh.
Now, do you see with them a totally different mindset and work ethic with your 20-somethings versus your 60-somethings?
No, that's the beauty of this. Again, I want to reemphasize the fact that even though Ivy Tech Community College and their resources and capital provides the school, the administrator is not the president of Ivy Tech. The administrator is the Federal Aviation Administration.
The government.
So you do it their way or you're out.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah, and we do have occasions where things get a little lax. And even myself as a senior scholar, it does get a little lax for me. Right now, I'm really getting schoolitis. I'm ready to go. But it's also fun. We have a mixture. We have 2 or 3 individuals that are graduating that just turned 19. And they are being interviewed, and they are being chased by companies that want to hire them. Right now, these students are being chased by the companies, which is quite unique.
Let's hope they don't fall.
So you're not doing any hazing or anything
Absolutely not.
on campus?
No, we can't. This is an environment where you have academics, that we're in a hangar, we're with equipment, we're with engines, propellers, things that turn around, helicopter. It can be what I would say hazardous to play around. So we really do not get into pranks or things of that nature, but we do kid a lot.
So it's not
We
like
really
high school
do.
shop class.
But you don't want to do that because somebody could really get hurt.
Well, I mean, you could put was it tin foil on the toilet or whatever? Right?
No,
the
we
Vaseline.
really,
That,
no, I have not experienced that, and I don't think.
Reynolds wrap. That's
I do not
Tin
believe.
foil you'd
I do
see,
not
yeah.
believe that you'd experience it, to tell the truth. Again, to reemphasize, the instructors who are under salary by Ivy Tech, maybe they're getting paid to do that, but we have to keep in mind, and they do, that if they believe that the school is not conducting themselves to the U.S. federal government regulations, well, they won't go to Ivy Tech central office in Indianapolis. They'll come and get their license right there on the spot. That's the double-edged sword.
so it's serious, is that what you're saying?
Huh?
It's serious?
It's serious business because what we do for a living is we affect a lot of lives. If you figure out an average day, if you go to flightaware.com and just do airplane tracking, you won't be able to see the screen because it's all white with airplanes. With over 33,000 flights in the air in a 24-hour period.
Over Fort Wayne?
Over the United States of America.
That's bigger.
So, in relation to what you just said, what do you think the future of aviation is? Where do you think it's going?
It's really taken a couple of different roads. The first road, of course, is aerospace regarding what's happening at what we would call Space Camp down in, say, Florida on the East Coast regarding the astronaut program. They're gearing up. They want to see if they can get their program together for the mission to Mars. Continuing with the ISS, the International Space Station. You'll find individuals that are not only airplane pilots, but also aircraft mechanics, A&Ps, that we do at Smithfield. Then you have the other aspect, which is totally somewhat related to aviation, but other industries like General Motors, the industry big ones, are looking for these types of individuals to go through this school because of the apprentice training on mechanics, math, physics, and also the general ed courses. So they might be a manager of shop operations or the assembly line, say down at the truck plant in a Boyd. Then you can get into what we would call airport maintenance or airport management, like consider the individual that's responsible for Chicago O'Hare or Atlanta Hartsfield or at Los Angeles International or SFO San Francisco. These are individuals that have to know all the aspects about aviation and the current stresses that it's going through right now. So there are many, many roads you can take. The road that we take here at Smithfield with our School of Aviation is the School of what we call Aviation Maintenance Technology. And the advantage of the school that all of us applied for is not only do we go through the program of aviation maintenance training for 18 months or 24 months, we also have to take general ed courses, and it's optional, but you can also achieve your AA degree, and then at that point, if you want to continue your studies, you can transfer to Purdue, Case Western, different four-year colleges, and pursue your education in aviation maintenance, or say engineering, science, technology, what have you. So you walk out here at Fort Wayne, you walk out with 2 credentials. That's what happens here.
So how many letters is that after your name?
It could be 1, 2, 3. 4,
Senior scholar.
It could be AAS, A plus P. That's what you'll generally see.
That's
That
like
sounds
when
like
you
an
had that
equation.
acronym, Tony.
Yeah, it's what we call alphabet soup.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
So that's the future. Now let's do a quiz here. Let's pull up that picture and see if you can figure out who these guys are. This
Wright
is the
brothers.
cast of aviation. All right, tell us
no.
about those guys.
I'm going to go with bubblegum.
This is very interesting about these guys. These guys are the Wright brothers, and their first flight out of Kitty Hawk
Dated
was
the wrong
very, very
sisters.
important in the fact that these are really not pilots at the time. These are farm mechanics.
Yeah.
And one of
Bicycles.
the advantages that Fort Wayne has at Northeast Indiana, and there's a movement afoot right now with some business leaders, is to capitalize on that human resource because of farming. Quite a few of our students come off the farm, DeKalb, okay, so forth, LaGrange, because of their exposure and also their training on repairing and upgrading their farm equipment. When it came to the Wright brothers, what they were able to do is demonstrate the longevity of flight in a very, very simple machine.
Okay. Who's the next picture?
It's the same guys.
No, there we go.
That looks
that?
like Rickenbacker, tell you the truth.
Eddie?
Eddie Rickenbacker.
What's he doing there? Is he making donuts or something?
Well, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's operating an aircraft. At what we call aircraft are machines in our business, in an open cockpit. But that's about as far as I can take it. Or
Okay.
maybe he's riding a bicycle.
I think he's shooting down some Jerry's.
I don't know what he. Yeah.
Over
what's the
Western
next one?
France.
Next picture.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's Gilligan stuck on an island. Okay, I believe. And he could have used an airplane or like an amphibious machine at the time.
That, of course, is the Havern guy.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
I'm
the
going to
guy?
have to go with Ernest Goes to Flight School.
Is that Ernest goes to flight school? He's pretty cool.
Well, hey, thanks for coming tonight. Oh, who's that?
Oh, there's a lot of controversy on this, and there's a lot of stories
Lawrence
that's
of
been
Arabia?
told. But that's Amelia Earhart.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And the story continues about Amelia and all of her accomplishments.
I think
Yeah,
she's
'cause-
sitting on an island.
Did they ever find her?
They believe they found the plane. I don't know if it's documented or not, but I don't keep up with it. It's been so many years. But what is important, I believe, is the fact that it taught aviation a serious lesson, and this was the lesson. Amelia was never worried about flying over bodies of water. Over land she was, specifically on her what we call around the world trips or tours. But yet all the other aviators were always worried about the water as compared to the land. Because if we have individuals at Smithfield or Fort Wayne that couldn't run short and end up in somebody's cornfield here, which happened. But the issue that has been demonstrated time and time again is if you do not have accurate navigation, and this is before the time of GPS, a little computers.
The sextant.
And you're working on a signal and a map and a compass and a watch.
Sextant.
And if you're not really accurate flying about 1,500 miles over water, you could miss that little spot in the ocean and be hundreds and hundreds of miles off. So your navigation skills have to be right on the money when you're dealing with that back then. Whereas she was more concerned about the land. And opposite of that, with Charles Lindbergh's flight, that was a very interesting flight because of the fact that he exercised what we call in aviation dead reckoning. And how he did dead reckoning was looking at wave motions from the winds, from where the winds are coming from. And he traversed the Atlantic Ocean of about 1,800 miles just watching the ocean at about 200 feet off the sea level, which was fantastic. And he hit his entry point, at Dingle Bay, Ireland, right on the money. And yet today we're still confused. And how we get confused in the industry is how could we lose airplanes, and how could airplanes get lost, and how can commercial airplanes land at the wrong runways? When we had Charles Lindbergh fly for 33 hours and he knew exactly where he was all the time, he was a little surprised hitting Dingle Bay.
Keep it simple.
You might have been willing to stop and ask for directions, maybe.
Well, I don't know if you want to do that, but I thought it was fascinating, not to the point that the airplane was built in my hometown, but I thought it was fantastic that he took the basics of aviation and applied them. He took the basics, dead reckoning, an airplane with more fuel than you need, piloting skills. Amelia Earhart, where my heart is lost with her is the fact that I believe she reversed the roles. But we'll see. Maybe one of these days we'll find out what really happened to Amelia. A lot of people want to know.
Well, thank you for coming and talking to us.
Well, thank you for having me.
As you know, on
you haven't been had by us
Mastication
yet.
Station- What?
Nothing.
On Mastication Station, you always have a challenge. So Lee is going to go over the rules of the challenge.
All right, so folks, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the name of an object, and our contestants will not know what that object is. They'll have 2 minutes to build an object that I will give them a clue that will mean basically nothing in pertinence to the object. And then by audience, you will clap in a Robert's sculpture versus Tony's sculpture. So gentlemen, if you're ready, I need you to close your eyes.
Okay.
So I will show the studio audience what it is they will be attempting to build.
Are you showing it yet?
No, keep your eyes.
How about now?
Hey, that's cheating.
Are you showing it
No,
yet?
I'm showing it now.
Okay.
Okay, keep your eyes
I'm not
closed.
cheating. I'm asking if you're showing it.
Okay, so you can open your eyes.
Okay. Eyes are open.
So the clue, gentlemen, and you'll have 2 minutes to build this, is I am near water. Begin.
You are now?
The object you're going to build
Oh, that's the... Oh,
is near water. Begin building.
okay.
Okay, I am near
Water.
water.
Okay. And we have a minute 50.
In the timer.
First of all, we have to form a committee.
Well, you're working
near
for the
water.
government. That's definitely true.
I'm near water.
And you have to use all your blocks,
You know what the fish
even
said
the one
when it
that's
hit a
on the
wall?
ground.
You know what the fish said when it hit a wall?
Each have 20 blocks, or
Make
in
your own.
theory.
We're making a wall.
No, you're not working together.
We're making it together.
You're working against each other. It's not mano a mano, it's mano a
There you go.
mano.
You know what the fish said when it hit a wall?
Watch this.
Damn.
We are building the port of call.
Okay.
Isn't
I'm
that
gonna
an apartment
have.
complex in New Haven?
I'm gonna have. Mine is. Okay, I know what mine
Now
is.
this is the entryway
I had to go against an engineer,
Hey,
didn't
you know what this is?
Yeah.
This is what we call Dinner Key down at the south part of Florida where Pan American Airlines first started in the 30s. Now, this is the
Hey,
entry.
you guys are building something. We're not having an education class here.
And I think what's
I
so...
lost it. Hey, this is
Huh?
nothing.
This is how it works. Now, you got to get the flying
What are you
boats.
building, a chicken coop?
I'm building something.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Robert,
time
our
we got?
engineer, looks like to be
Now, these are the
building
dogs.
more than
You
one
gotta have a
side.
dog.
Oh, a dog?
A dog.
Tony, who is
DOC.
struggling to build a chicken coop.
Okay. Here's a dock for one airplane.
You have 1 minute, gentlemen, and by the looks of it, neither of you are even close.
Yeah, we're close. We're close. We're building a dock.
Yeah, I've seen cemeteries that had more structure than yours, Tony.
Crickets.
I've seen those.
And what are you building, Robert? Is it like a croquet net or a tennis
No, it's
racket?
quite fine. There's one dock.
You got to use all your blocks too, gentlemen, including the block on the floor, Tony.
What? Okay.
It will disqualify you.
I'm glad I'm wireless.
Okay, that's a dock. Oh, we need some lampposts here. This is where we tied the airships back in 1930s to the docks
Okay, my
when they were
tongue went
coming
out.
in from Cuba.
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 All right, everyone use all their blocks?
Done.
Hands away. Chef stepped away from the dinners. All right. By audience approval, you know what they were supposed to build. Not even close. Robert. Oh, that sounded like most of the audience to me.
No.
And now our esteemed host, Tony.
No crickets, please.
Oh, and that's the 4 white women in the front. You know, you can't vote again.
Okay.
All right. So what do you think it was, gentlemen?
A boat.
I think it was an aqueduct from 1945 with the lamp posts lighting the way for the migrant workers to come in and sit underneath to wipe out the refuse.
All right, that's enough.
Isn't that in New York Harbor?
Gentlemen, you were
The
building
Hoover Dam.
the Hoover Dam.
That's
So yours was round. That's why I think you won, because you had that rounded
When he says
structure.
near me, he's not really.
I don't
On a
even know what that
scale of
was, like
1 to
a chicken
1,000.
coop with trees coming out of it.
We made a beautiful pier.
It is a
Diorama of
three-dimensional
Jenga
disaster.
Okay.
It's some of the best work I've seen a 4-year-old do.
That's pretty good.
All right, well, we'll be right back after this. Robert Helt, everybody say thank you to him.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you for that.
Dr. J! Dr. J! Dr. J! Dr. J! Dr. J! Dr. Chapstick!
Dr. J has changed his nickname to Dr. Chapstick.
Chapstick lip balm is serious medicine. It helps heal chapped lips and helps keep them from chapping in the first place.
Dr. J!
Dr. Chapstick, you. Chapstick has emollients to protect against the wind and cold. Even has a sunscreen. Hey, buddy, have a chapstick.
Hey, thanks, Dr. Chapstick!
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Mastication Station. Hey, in lieu of having another guest, we thought we might have our new segment, which is called Movie Talk, where we talk through the movie. And we're going to watch a really cool movie from 1972 called, what's it called? I forget.
Journey of Death.
Journey of a Thousand Journeys.
Journey of a Thousand Deaths.
It is called
Meltdown. Doomsday.
Meltdown at
Doomsday Journey.
Doomsday Machine. That's what it's called, Doomsday
We were
Machine.
close.
I knew
They
we'd
were
get
all
there
of
somehow.
the same time period.
1972, where things are happening and is starring a lovely and talented Casey Kasem. So when we come back, we'll have that set up. They have to put some things around here, some spikes and stuff. So we'll come back from after this commercial, and we'll have movie talk right after this.
Looking forward to it.
If you wear dentures, try the tartar test. Feel rough? That's tartar. Ask your dentist. That's why you should try daily brushing with Denclen. Unlike most tablets, Denclen's special liquid and brush remove tartar roughness, as well as stubborn stains, in minutes. Denclen keeps dentures so smooth, so clean, you can feel the difference.
The tartar test proves it. You can feel the difference with Denclen.
Hey, you mugs. Hey, all right.
bring the gluten?
I brought the gluten sticks, not the popcorn.
You know I can't watch a movie if I like popcorn.
What is this called? Death Ray Machine?
The day the Earth
stood
had the blob.
Oh.
Go on board. I can't take extra weight. You know that.
The weights have been calculated, Colonel. We 3 women weigh less than the men we're replacing.
Yeah, you do.
Just who do you have in mind replaced?
They're in your orders, Colonel.
AP, American person.
Dr. Brown, flight surgeon. Me. Lieutenant Sharp, instrument
How come
tech,
she's like that wearing
navigator.
white?
And Major
Because he's
Williams,
never been
co-pilot
married.
and systems engineer.
Love that hair.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Minus Morgan Foreman.
Pardon me, sir. You or the Joint Chiefs or the President can order
I don't
what
think
you
they
wish.
could have joints.
Your minds.
Yeah,
in your province to judge. Isn't it? No.
Jerk.
What about the emotional stability of a mixed crew in deep space for over 2 years?
Colonel, we're quite stable.
Mentally.
No special accommodations on that ship. There's no
No
privacy at
special
all.
accommodations for you either.
Nor are we asking for any special privileges.
It's a girl.
Superman would do that. Great.
Dr. Marion Turner, flight surgeon, microbiologist.
Why'd you
Dancer.
take your glasses off? See better without her glasses on?
Where do we put on our suits, sir?
There goes my stability.
What's the story, General?
What's going on, General? Let us
Stay out there.
Let us in. Take some shots.
Let us out.
Lieutenant Brown, computer instrument tech, and meteorologist. Major Bronsky, co-pilot.
She's the
survival
scary one.
specialist. Bronsky, the Russian.
She's the Russian
First
one.
woman on the moon.
That is right. Fortunately, I was at the International Space Conference in
Yeah.
Washington when this emergency arose.
Yeah, she sounds Russian.
I'm happy to say that my government has authorized me to join you.
Emergency.
You haven't said anything yet, Doc. What can you say, Colonel? It's a presidential order.
There must be worse fates, Colonel.
Gentlemen, I'd like to consult our project director, Dr. Haynes. I'm sure he...
You don't have time, Colonel.
Is there anyone in the staff not a
Get these
doctor?
women ready at once.
I'm in a soundstage somewhere else.
Attention, after flight crew. Stand by for van pickup at T-minus 30.
Sorry,
Sounds
man.
like a doctor.
3 years of preparation.
Well, at least my wife will appreciate these replacements.
Doots.
Good luck, sir.
My hair is great.
Ladies,
Doots. Come on, girl.
Fine, girl. Between the 3 of you, you weigh more than one of us.
I don't believe it.
What?
I don't believe it.
He doesn't believe in
The
magic.
practical side to having women.
You mean like having your socks washed?
Everything okay? A-okay.
Wasn't he in the Lord of the Rings?
Oh.
They have chairs just like us.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Well, the game's almost done. Let's get going.
4,
Who brought the beer?
2,
Looks like the Partridge Family's garage blew up.
Ooh, I'm getting my hair burned.
ground control to Astra. Everything is A-okay from
Well, gee, Scoop, let's get out of here.
all systems are go and you have a good climbing.
And now for the top 40.
Velocity is 3250 at speed plus 2 minutes. Confirm time sync and prepare for booster cutoff.
Atrophy T-minus 10.
Looks, look out.
A-okay. I'll go here. Time sync.
Someone is pushing my throat backwards
T
into
plus
my
2
spine.
minutes. 15 seconds. Cut off. T plus 3.
Circulation to
Read you loud
off.
and clear. Confirm BECO at T plus 3.
You're climbing up the charts at number
Don't
5.
like necessary faulty.
You were number 7 last week.
You'll have it made. You can only take the second stage into Earth orbit.
Astra to GC.
How does he know what they're going through?
Estrogen GC? What's that mean?
That's for the ladies of it.
Oh.
Colonel Price, this is Dr. Turner.
Clear the air,
Dr. Hooch, Dr. Turner?
How much time is left before second stage cut-in?
Clear the air.
Doctor, you will
Come on,
have
we're just making
several
this up. Make it
minutes
sound
at
good.
low G before the second booster takes us into Earth's orbit. The ship's gravity control is on.
Ground to Astra.
Do we want to go into
Dr.
Earth's
Turner has
orbit or
a
get
point.
out of Earth's orbit?
Before second stage is cut in,
We are T plus 2 has 45 seconds.
You know, this is one of my favorite old movies.
I love 249. Love it.
Don't touch me.
Shemp, you okay?
You're leaning on my oxygen cord. Why is it that all the continents look like a mudslide?
I think it's a model.
Oh.
Well, I guess the
Lean
game's over.
forward.
Sequence your checkouts. 2 minutes before cut-in. Give me a half G on the
I
gravity
think those
neutralizer.
football helmets are really going to protect
got it.
them.
Colonel, what about Dr. Perry?
How about Dr. Thrust?
But doctor yourself.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You'll have to chat.
You'll have to leave me.
He's right behind him.
Dr. Perry must have pure oxygen. Now ask Aero Medical for his reading.
No. The old geezer's gonna go.
Control to azimuth. Flight attitude is there. Roll sequence is programming in, changing azimuth to 75 degrees northeast.
Down 3 notches.
You change your asthma to 75 degrees.
All right, turn around. We're going home.
GC, Roger. Take sequence 2-1 as follows.
I see Mr. Spock walk
Cabin
across the
temperature
bow.
90. Air pressure 5.5. Relative humidity 36 degrees.
Give him an itch on his nose.
Sequence 2-5 next. Danny, read off.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You guys awake back there?
Hash from shielding. Colonel, I warned you not to bypass those subsystem checks.
Take it, Kurt.
Yeah, well, we don't
Auto
listen to you
guidance
because you're
is
old.
Who
sluggish.
died and put you in charge anyway?
Manual override seems okay. Pitch axis is following computer
It's a
control.
beautiful planet.
Hey, that's
2
us.
degrees per second, over. Ground control to Aspen. Dr. Turner, the
How's your Aspen?
Aeromed. Dr.
Doctor, your left
Dr. Turner, you
side
must
is
let
going
me run
down.
this ship. Pass to the ground. Come in.
We haven't even left the launch pad yet. What the heck?
Hey, the old guy next to me is dead.
Anybody want some dinner?
Cocktails, peanuts, pretzels,
Where is your fire commit data?
hot tea.
He's talking to you. Come on, man.
You're in charge.
Major Bronsky, get into your seat. We fire in less than a minute.
You'll be fired in 2.
Yeah. Agent Bronsky.
No one dies on my shift.
Major Bronsky.
Capcom to Astra. For heat exchanges and
I'm a heroine. I have to do this.
status of sequencer unit before program.
Take direction.
Astra to Capcom. We are T plus 4 minutes and 10 seconds. What is your attitude for orbital entry?
I'm good.
Are we hitting the slot?
I'd rather be
Capcom
with you
to
guys.
Astra. We can't bring up your nose.
There,
Your
come
overrides
on.
and fly by
Hold the
wire.
tank.
You need 4 degrees vertical pitch.
Yeah,
Run
some
the
of you
automatic
pretty
tank on
girls.
that. Bring us up.
I'm on wire.
Wait,
You must have a very bad
this is
cold.
carbon monoxide. What are you doing?
Sit.
He's dead.
Laughing gas.
Seconds to second stage cut-in.
Major Bronsky, Danny, 15 seconds.
Sit down. The cops are here.
Come on. You'll be thrown to the back. Look at the cheap seats.
You know I love space travel in my new recliner.
There's no cup holders.
That was easy.
Get too old for this.
Commit the sequencers on the gas generator.
And his job's done.
That's no beans.
Committed. Everybody grab tight.
Grab tart.
Where is she?
Who was that?
Capcom to Astra. All lines green. 4.
I'm so
3,
pretty.
2, 1, 0.
Green marshmallows.
I'm gonna miss that.
Get your hand off me.
Where's the glasses, though?
I'm prettier. Well, you could tell the thrust was just immense. I want what
All
he's
right,
drinking.
Colonel, you're in the slot. Earth orbit established. Prepare for Venus launch at T plus 11.
Holy Venus, Batman.
Launch plus 1100.
See you guys in 30 years.
Moving us ahead again.
Combustion sequence in.
Whoa.
Purge valves green. Gas generators full pressure.
No more beans for
A-OK.
me. Well, that was good. Oh, that's...
And it's over.
I'm so exhausted from that terrible takeoff.
But I've stayed fresh in this soup thing. Hey, wait a minute.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
You know, Dr. Perry might have lost his life if you hadn't. We're thinking of one
And
life.
I would have lost my lunch.
We're thinking of all of them.
Escape velocity reducing to
How
ballistic
come all the men are in the
speed.
front and the women are in the back?
It's segregation.
15,000 miles per hour. Cabin pressure up to 0.9 atmospheres. Set control to AGCS.
Laughing gas
Secure
for
final
everyone.
flight line.
We're good at pretending.
The old girl didn't pop a rivet. Venus, open your arms.
Your arms?
Pushed us out of Earth orbit fast. I got a feeling there's something more than a war involved. You'll have plenty of time to ask.
You already did, didn't you?
Everybody get unplugged.
Who's the guy spacewalking that's taking the picture?
You know why we're here? No. Are you going to tell her? I hope she never has to find out.
Make sure you use your Russian voice.
Look, we only got 31 more years, okay? Come on.
Let's be friends. Oh, we're going upside down.
There is no upside down.
Scotty.
Can this thing make me some coffee, please?
Look, the year-end special double issue of People magazine with the 25 most intriguing people of 1980.
Let me guess. Ronald Reagan, Goldie Hawn, Mary Cunningham, Sugar Ray Leonard, Robert Bedford, Jerry Falwell, Pat Benatar, Lech Walesa, Richard Pryor, Beverly Sills, Dan Rather, Brooke Shields, and a dozen more.
Not bad. Now guess People's extra surprises.
Like how Barbara Walters, Dolly Parton, and other famous people would change their looks, and army brats who've grown up big like Chris Christopherson, and the losers of the year and the winners for 81.
You read this already.
Every word, and you love every word and picture of People's year-end double issue. It's something special.
Welcome back. Wasn't that fun?
That was fun.
Don't worry. The old guy's okay. He was just acting. He looked like he was having a coronary in his bottom right side, but he did make it. Shemp is funny.
That was one of my favorite films. You know, I don't know how exactly they figured out. What was that?
I think the library's closing in a half hour. Keep going. Keep going.
I was stunned with indifference.
You already closed it.
No,
Why?
Okay.
I'll keep going.
We'll just edit that out.
That was kind of funny.
It was like an actual space movie.
Attention, the library is closing in a half hour. Please make all your selections and go to the counter and make sure you've bought whatever you're going to buy. Something like that. Go ahead. Favorite part of the movie?
I think favorite part of the movie was the, obviously the introduction of AP, American Person. Yeah. But the recliners, you know, you can tell those movies in the 70s, they didn't skimp. They didn't skimp on props. They went all out.
And but they did skimp on the styrofoam walls, though.
And the uniforms.
And the people and the actors.
Pretty much the entire set.
The color. Yeah, so other than that, it was fine. And the glasses.
The glasses.
Yeah, those were
and
good.
the air hose. Oh, my air hose! Just move your arm.
Well, thank you for coming to our show today, this evening, and today, and all that.
I should thank the folks from Grand Rapids.
You do that.
I'd like to thank the folks from Grand Rapids. They're in our VIP seating, see $1.32 and does upgrade you. So I thought, you know, we've got a fabulous audience. I thank the audience for coming and showing. This is the first time we've done movie talk.
Yeah.
If you like it, make sure to write in and our address. Do we have an address?
We have an address. It is called Mastication Station. Right here. See my hand? It's right above my hand. Mastication Station at yahoo.com with any comments, concerns, questions, humorous vignettes, any news that you may have, anything. Right here above my hand, Mastication Station.
Can they snail mail us still?
They can snail mail us at Mastication Station at yahoo.com. That's where they can snail mail us using any electronic device that they have. You can even fax us there somehow, I think.
I don't think we have
You have to dial 1 first.
1?
Yeah.
our fax machine's broken.
Okay, so just email us at masticationstation@yahoo.com. That's spelled masticationstation@yahoo.com with any questions or concerns. And what's the anniversary today?
The anniversary of the Wright brothers.
Okay.
And it is also the anniversary of...
this mic's going to be...
Those of you that are over 30, you'll recognize a fabulous movie. It came out 30 years ago.
Fabulous movie, 30 years ago.
30 years ago. And it celebrated a group of individuals that are legends now. Legends. Of course, I'm talking about...
There it is.
The Goonies.
Yeah. 30 years ago. I was
Goonies
about,
never die.
I was about
They never give up.
I was 2 years old, I think, when the Goonies were Goonieing.
Like the Gremlins.
And then the Goonie kid grew up to play for Notre Dame.
Right. Rudy.
And then he was able to follow this other guy with a ring or something like that.
So Goonie to Rudy
Notre Dame star
to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So that's the hierarchy of any career.
It's pinnacle. He's reached his pinnacle for a short guy.
Yeah, for a short guy.
It's two rungs up on the ladder.
Well, any questions? Okay, good. Hey, audience, thank you for coming. We'll see you next time. Have a great afternoon, evening, and goodbye. See ya.